So now we're gonna get on a topic that I mean, this holds dear to my heart right here. We're gonna talk about contracts, and we've talked about how much players get paid and stuff before, but now I want to get into the nitty gritty of what needs to be in the contract. Like what there's a few things that I don't care how nice the team or the player want to be, or how much good faith you want to have. There's certain things that you have to have in writing in the contract before you sign it. And these are the things we want to talk about. And I'm gonna let you take it because you signed more contracts than most. You had the big NFL type contracts. Me, I make a
Oh,
little bit of
man.
euros every once in a while. That's it. But what I do want to say, even before we get into the specifics of the contract, is that if you're listening or watching this right now, no matter what anybody tells you, if someone decides that they want to compensate you, I said compensate, I didn't say pay. They want to compensate you for your athletic ability or compensate you for your coaching ability. If anyone offers you any type of compensation for this, you need to let it be known from the beginning. And you need to understand that you're being compensated for what you know and what you do, not how much you will do for them.
Mm-hmm.
You're not being compensated to work a certain amount of hours. You're not being compensated because if you join the team, you can score this amount of touchdowns. You're being compensated because you have shown and proven in the past already that you have this much knowledge, this much talent. That's what you're being compensated for. Doctors don't get compensated by how many surgeries they perform. They get compensated by the fact that they went to school to become a doctor. If you're a player getting compensated to play football, you're being compensated because you have played football before, and what you have done, that expertise, that skill, that knowledge, that is worth compensation, not the
Yep.
fact that you are physically a person and you can play on the field.
Yep.
That's not your compensation. So
Yep.
before anybody says, import life is easy, you don't have to
It's not.
even go to work all day. You just practice a couple hours a week. Yeah, take that shit and run with it. Sorry for my language, because these guys that are coming over to Europe and only practicing 3 or 4 hours, only playing games on the weekends, these guys have lost their youth. They have lost their youth waking up at 5 a.m. and going through a college day of football training and learning school and dealing with the mess that you have to deal with in the States for 4 to 5 years before getting to this point. So they're not being paid to play on your team. They're being paid for what they've already done. You're being paid for your experience. So I do not want to hear any crap from anybody. And if you get on the message board, no, I will come at you. I have them words. I'm not afraid to do it. But I don't want any mess from anybody saying that, you don't have to do that much, or you should accept any type of money, anything that's given to you because you don't have to really work. That is a load of baloney. And now I'm on a tangent, so I'm going to let it go. And I'm just going to ride into the sunset here. And we're going to talk about contracts. Pat, you be a little more even keeled. I'm going to get all excited. Tell us about a
No,
couple of things that should be in contracts.
I couldn't have said that better myself. That's for real. I mean, I honestly, contracts, man, you got me worked up, man. So like, look, so contracts, you need to have stuff in there that will protect you. You need to have guaranteed money, right? So that no matter what the situation is, you are protected. So like I had a situation where I had to split playing time with I had to split playing time. Okay. Not ideally what I do, because I can do more than just that. And because I had to split playing time, I would have been unhappy. But the amount of money that I was getting for being there for what I was doing, it made me okay with it. Ask for whatever money you want that will make you okay with any situation that happens. So say they bench you. I don't see many NBA players caring about being benched because they're getting paid a lot. They're getting paid so much to be there. They can be okay with it. Yeah, you aspire for more. I want to be a starter. I want to do this. But if you're not there, make sure you're compensated to the point where it's okay. Like, okay, it's okay. I still do my job. I'll prepare for my time. That's fine. Ask for enough that you'll be okay no matter what the situation is. Do you have anything to say on that?
Oh yeah, I got a lot to say on that. And when it comes to, make it in your contract, make it a number that works for you, but also is, worth your time and your value to the team as well. I had a recent, not recent, but a team I played for a few years ago. I had in my contract, you pay me per practice that I go to, both adult team and juniors. And I told the team, like, early in the off season, I started with the whole season. And I told the team, like, I actually have another job. I enjoy playing football and I'm going to help as best I can. But for the first couple months or so, I might not be at every practice. I might not be there all the time. But also, that's in my contract. If I don't show up, you don't have to pay me.
Yeah.
So, if I'm there every day, I'm going to get my money and I'm not worried about it. But if I'm not there, you don't have to pay me. And that took a lot off their plate and a lot off my plate. They didn't have to chase me and be like, hey, why aren't you at practice? We're going to dock your pay. No. If I'm not there, that's your time and I'm not getting paid for that. And that's okay. But I wasn't, leaving the country in port. I was already living in that country. But also, once we got closer to the season and I started coaching more and going to every practice, the number I was made, there were some games where, I was trying to get loose and they, we're ahead. You can sit down, you can chill. And I'm like, man, if that number wasn't right, I'd be a little upset about this. But the number was right. And that's the thing, is you got to make it something that's worth your time and the team's time. Like, they paid me appropriately for what I was giving them. And in return, I let them know that, hey, if I'm not there, I hold myself responsible. Like, I put that in my contract. They didn't put that in my contract. I did. I said, if I don't show up, don't pay me. That's the guarantee I'm giving you, that I'm going to be that type of player, that you don't have to worry about me, faking an injury and still trying to get money. Like, if I don't play in a game, like, I went on vacation during one of the games, I don't get paid that win bonus. We had a win bonus. Man.
Yeah.
Use them €100. But still, it was 100. Yeah. But anyways, I ain't trying to tell y'all what's in my pocket, but that's just the way it was. And that's one of those, the first thing that you got to put in that contract is it needs to be a number you're comfortable with, but also as an import, you need to understand your situation. What I've seen a lot of guys, and it's just crazy because I won't name names, but I can name some names of guys saying no to a contract over €50 a month. Like, they offered me 800. I need 850. Come on, guys.
There's other ways
we got to do better.
There's always a way to get that 50 when you need it. Like, hey,
if somebody tell you, like, it's a difference if you tell a team or you're in negotiations and you say, number I need to be comfortable with, I need to bring home 800 a month. And they say, we can't do 800. We can do 300. Okay, y'all ain't ever going to reach it. But if a team comes back to you and say, we can't do 800, we can do 600, but we can increase your meals, or we can make sure that your transportation is A1. You don't get a bike, we give you a car type situation. Like, there's ways to get to that number so that you can feel compensated correctly. But there's also ways to just be an asshole and be like, oh, well, they didn't give me the cash, my $50 a month, which that's also bad on the team's part by saying €50 is the number they weren't going to give them. They should have countered with, a free meal or something. But just going back to the point, like, the first thing you need to do is make sure that whatever number is in that contract, that's what you're okay with. And that also, I'm going to keep talking on it because there's a lot of aspects about the money. But that also includes understanding the money. Different countries, different currency, different standard of living, different cost of living. The number you get in Italy can be lower than the number you get in Switzerland, because Switzerland is expensive. It is what it is. Right. You can live off of a small salary in Italy and live a great life. In Switzerland, if you're not making what everybody else is making, you will be broke. That's how it goes. These things you need to know going into your contract. I personally, Germany, I've only been there a few times, and I'm coming from Finland. So for me, Germany, it's a nice place to live. I feel like you don't need a lot of money to be comfortable there. I
Yeah,
can't speak on it too thoroughly, but I do know that you come to Finland, you don't need a lot of money, but if you want to be comfortable, you need a certain amount of money.
for sure. I've heard stories.
What else do you think needs to be in that contract outside of, that number that you got to have?
As a player, a coach, mainly as a player, an injury clause, like,
Mm.
and for a coach, an illness clause. You know, there has to be something in there to protect you and be okay for the team. Something that's not going to put you in a detriment. It's all about protecting both sides. It's going to protect both sides. But our concern isn't them. They have all these people that own these teams have other jobs, or the president of Continental Tires or something, like the president of, freaking Renault or something like that. Like a lot of people in Europe, like a lot of these guys go to school to be freaking rocket scientists and all this type of stuff, and they're well off. The German school system is pretty awesome. And Europe in general, you could be on the plane next to a freaking neurosurgeon or something like that, and the dude is probably 25 years old. Like Europe is different. So I don't think we should take it so easy on in what we ask to protect ourselves and our families. The other thing, just make sure that injury wise, that you are taken care of, whatever it's going to take. Be like, okay, look, I feel comfortable. If I give my all, it's not going to be too much for you guys to promise me 2 months pay or something. If I'm putting it all on the line, everybody saw the concussion, concussion. You know what I mean? Everybody saw like what it does to your body. It's never the same. The things that come with putting your body through that torture. It's not like in college. They don't have the same facilities to take care of you here. I don't have my ice baths. I don't have my stem, by this and the physios that know what they're
I
doing.
don't have
Like,
my personal trainer that comes and massages me before practice, after practice, tapes my ankles. Ugh.
it's not the same. So for that lack of this, our bodies are aging 2-3 times faster than it would in the States because we're not getting the same care. So you need to compensate us for it. The only team that I know that has compensated players like that is Swarco Raiders. That's it. And not even Swarco Raiders. It's mainly Mrs. Swarco, and Shuhan and Coach Lee. They put into this, and I did what I could. I haven't lost a game in a uniform out there. I did everything I could to say thank you to them. So that's those two things.
Yeah, I think that's one thing. I mean, I won't talk on it as long as I did the other subjects, but health insurance is something that, in Europe, it's something that almost everyone has. And then coming from the States, it's not as prevalent. And there's certain type of players who will
Life
come over
insurance.
here and not have their own health insurance. And I'm not telling you what to do with your life, is your life. But if you don't have, like travel health insurance or life insurance, you need to make sure that the team has you insured, and not just a sports insurance, because you'll find out in certain countries, especially like here in Finland, like there's a difference between health insurance and sports insurance. You obviously need to be insured for the sport through the team as well, but a lot of teams have a liability policy for everyone that plays on the field and all that. You have to get insurance to have the games and to have practice, et cetera, and you're covered. But let's say, you're working out at the gym and you get injured. What does that fall under? You need to know. And you need to have that in your contract that, hey, if I get injured or if I get a sickness while I'm here, I'm covered and my pay is covered. Okay. Again, like I said earlier, this is not a 9 to 5 job, but you're also not flipping burgers. So they should not treat you as if you are. And everyone knows in the United States, if you have a job, normally if you have a salary job, there's a certain amount of sick days and health care insurance that you're privy to. This is the same deal. With you leaving your home to come and play a sport or coach a sport, you need to have those same amount of situations in place. You need to have either an illness clause or a health insurance clause or injury clause. If you're injured, obviously the health insurance should cover everything, but you should still be paid your salary because, again, you left your home for this job. And any job that you would have in country in Europe, if you get hurt, they're still going to pay you. So you need to be treated with the same amount of respect. And that's just just from a respect and understanding how the world works, make sure you have that in your contract. What else do you think they need to put in their contract?
The biggest thing is you need to make sure that the team understands something that I find very disheartening, that if there is something that needs to be very clear, every team has a reason that they can cancel the contract on you.
Mm,
But you need to have reasons that you can cancel the contract on the team. It's no
there you go.
longer the day and age where the team controls everything and oh, you can't not let the prisoners control the prison type mentality. Done with. I'm not doing it no more. I do not support it. I'm not doing it. I'm done with it. And I've had my last straw with people that think like this is that slave owner mentality, no matter where you are in Europe and in the States, no matter what it is. Okay. They have reasons why they can cancel the contract on you. But I've yet to see a reason why the player can cancel the contract on the team. Have that in there.
Boy,
If you deal with anything racist that isn't something that you can settle over words, then you can cancel the contract. If there's a late payment past 15 days, you can cancel the contract. Because if you're gone, if you miss 2 games or something like that because of a suspension, they don't pay you. If you get ejected, they don't pay you most of the time. So 15 days past or whatever days, it doesn't matter, but make it reasonable, right? Then you can
man,
cancel the contract. If they don't give you what you're promised, within a month or two, you can cancel the contract. Player pass as well. Doesn't matter. Player pass, ITC, whatever it is, you can cancel the contract. We are the product. We own this, right? There is no game without us. Period. Players own the game. It's no more ownership type thing. We are not slaves to this stuff. This is not how we function anymore. That mentality is done with. It's dead. That stuff was left in, you know what I mean, back in the day. We're done with it. We're tired of it. You know what I mean? I'm tired of being a slave to something else where I'm the moneymaker. They don't pay to see the organization. They pay to come see the players. So that time is over. Make sure you have reasons in the contract that you can cancel the contract. If they don't follow up with what they promised you, if they don't follow up to we meet all our requirements, then they need to meet all of theirs, period. If they don't, we can cancel the contract, null and void. We are done. We're finished. You can't hold me back from anything. And you owe me an ITC release form, period. Done.
that man, you said, oh, boy, ooh, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
It's interesting because we didn't really talk about like what we were gonna say at this portion, and I hadn't thought about that. Like having a reason why you can, cancel the contract is huge because in the import community, and we all know the stories. I mean, there's even widely known stories about guys, being told, before they get on the flight, you're not on the team anymore. We canceled that. Or, players being locked out of their homes and not even having their
Yeah.
flights changed so they can't go home. There's been situations where guys have been told that they're going to be living in a home and they've actually had to like share hotel rooms for up to a
Mm-hmm.
month. And they're like, what do I do now? I'm here. I'm stuck here. I signed a contract. They said this, but they didn't do that. There's some places where in the contract it says that you'll have transportation and then you end up with a bike and the
Yeah.
closest store is about a 30-minute bike ride away.
Yeah.
Or, I was in a situation where we were told transportation. They gave one car to 10 players and said, good luck and pay your own gas. But,
Yeah.
that's just my situation.
Yeah.
But,
I've heard that before, but not 10 players. More like 6.
no, we had 10 guys and a car could fit 5 people tops. We had to take 2 trips in the town to get lunch. And we had to pay for the gas to get the lunch until someone finally talked them into paying us back for that gas. But
Mm-hmm.
and that was only for the lunch. Anytime we wanted to like go to the store or something, we had to pay gas for that. And we had to do it in trips because there's 10 of us.
Yeah.
But that's just the situation that was. Before we get out of here, because we're running up on time, any last things that you think we need to put into the contract?
Man, maybe you guys invite me back on for another.
We'll have to do a contract part 2.
Yeah, we got to do. I think Prime said it best, man. He was like, everybody wants to be a role model. You got to be careful about who you model yourself after, because all these people out here playing roles. You feel me? So like you got role models playing roles, so like that's just the way it is. You just got to be careful. And I think the biggest thing is do not give out these friendship contracts. You know what I mean? Oh, your friend, give them the friendship, no friendship discounts. If you want to support somebody, don't ask for a discount. You know what I mean? Ask them for a promo code, maybe, but don't ask for a discount. Like, so don't give out discounts, because the situation that some players get in no way in shape and form am I talking about myself. But if you do get in a situation and you would have been happy no matter what the situation was, ask for what you're worth and don't give your discounts, like Dak Prescott when he bet on himself and then he broke his ankle. You know what I mean? Like, so he put himself like, I'm betting on me, but there's stuff out of your control, right? There's stuff out of your control that you do not control. You don't control anybody else's mind or how they move or anything like that. You don't control what people say about you, but you can control what you do. So, and what you allow. That's the biggest thing. So, protect yourself. Protect yourself and your assets. And you are your own asset. So that's it.
For sure. Protect yourself. We'll leave it at that. Contract, protect yourself. K Noah Streetwear is inspired by the everyday needs of their athletes. All K Noah Streetwear is crafted from the finest premium quality fabrics that meet K Noah's high standards, the same standards that you will find in their game uniforms. Gear up and get yourself a hoodie, tee, polo, or cap. Find the streetwear collection on the K Noah website today. Have you checked out K Noah's ready-to-wear collection? It's K Noah's top-notch quality, but it's teamwear made custom for you and your team, so you can rep your squad now. Okay, that's it for us today on The Scoop. Keeping the locker room talk real as always. I want to thank our guest, Pat Donuhue, for taking the time to kick it with me today. Man, this was life-changing. If you watch this episode, this segment, then you learned something. And Pat is one of the best guys to learn it from. So, Pat, just want to say to you, appreciate you coming on, man. Whatever you got going on, I support you. I do. The community is behind you. And we look forward to whatever you have coming up next, man. Just if you want to at this time, you could tell us a little bit about what you got planned for the future. If it's privy, we don't want to give away no secrets.
What's happening now is right now, myself and Marcus Bratton are starting a movement. It's about to happen. You're going to see a lot of diversity going on in Germany, on coaching staffs, on every facet of American football out in Europe. It's a culture change, right? And this is a new era. We're no longer going to sit back and just let other people dictate our lives. And we're going to be coaching others on doing the same thing. So stay tuned. We're probably going to be working with K Noah. You can check out K Noah, www.knoah.at, and check it out. They got some cool stuff, great gear, great jerseys, and great people. And Ben will take care of you. But no, we got some good stuff happening. So I'm telling you guys, hey, you are the asset. You make the terms. Rule of thumb, never make the first offer.
K Noah, that's the podcast sponsor. So we rock with them, man. Wish you the best of luck on that with all of that. That's it for us. So thanks for watching the show on YouTube or listening on your podcast outlet. Be sure to subscribe to the Athletes Forum YouTube channel or American Football in Finland's podcast channel and catch the scoop every week in either video or audio format. You can also follow us on Twitter at The Scoop AF, on Instagram at Athletes Forum, on Facebook at Athletes Forum, and also by following us on all these channels, you have a chance to win teamwear swag provided by our sponsors at K Noah. So be sure to follow the instructions in the description below or on the description of the podcast channel. And that's it for us this week on The Scoop. We'll see you next week.
Love you, Mom.